Don't go too far. Hey, Roundup. What's going down? Got to be on time, right? Got to be on time. How you doing? Man. Got to be daddy, husband, teacher, dog walker, and businessman. Good God. Pray for me, y'all. I'll be right back. The mic only picks up about 3 feet away. We can bring you in. I got a surprise for y'all too. It's so ironic. So today, we're talking about raising private money. I love it. One of my superpowers that I have learned over the years. I got this new setup, so tell me if y'all can hear me. Holler if you heard me. Download your prospectus roundup. I know all of you. I love you for supporting me. Last night I gave you 50% off. I felt bad today, so I can't make myself a liar, but I will give you 25% off. If you use the code MONEY, you can still get 25% off today for my prospectus. And you can also get my deed of trust and promissory note. You got to have this stuff, okay? So you can follow along when we get to that portion of the presentation. You got to have your, this is what's going, the soup. This is what makes you look good when you show up, right? We're going to be going over all this stuff. And it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. Bubba, about 2 more minutes. We're going to bring you in, okay? Round up. It's not rocket science. All it is being aware, understanding what's around you, understanding your environment, okay? Understanding that money is nothing but a commodity. Nothing but a commodity. I want you to remember that. Round up. So let's get to this. Greetings, class. Greetings, class. This is Chris Haskins with the Real Estate Roundup. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. And doing that, I get to teach you some really cool tips, tricks, and strategies that I've learned since doing this business from 2004. Yes, I'm an old geezer. All this is gray. I'm all gray. So roundup today, private money. What is private money? Why do we even care about it? Because if you're anything like me, I started in 2004, right? Hold on a second. I did not learn about private money till about 2007. And I really didn't implement it till about 2008. But it saved me roundup. It saved my career when the sky was falling and everybody was moving. I told you, if you follow my content, you know I got homies that moved to Canada. They owed so many people money. So we're going to get into this thing. This is one of my favorite subjects, financing. Why is this my favorite subject? Because back when, man, I just remember years ago, roundup, I had none. I had no financing, none. You know, I was beating my head against the wall. What am I going to do? How am I going to figure this out? What can I do to become a better investor, right? What am I going to do? How am I going to figure this out? You got to figure it out, right? The one thing about real estate and business and being an entrepreneur, you get better at it as time goes on. You get better at it. Is that the right one? Oh, wrong one. There we go. So much to share with you in so little time. So make sure you have your prospectus ready to go. Oh, that's opening up there. What else we got to open up? I got the deed of trust, prospectus, promissory note. We're going to go over all of that. I'm going to show you how you can move that note from one property to the next. It's just unbelievable the things you can do with private money, right? Got this thing in the way. Sorry about that. Am I messing up? I got a new setup here, so hopefully you can read that board. Darn, that didn't work right. Let's see. Bam, gotcha. I got you. Let's do this. Okay. So I got so many. I got to share my screen. Share screen. I usually have a dual screen, but this time I got to share the screen that I have here. I got another show and folder. Okay. Other people's money. Other people's money. That's what we're talking about today. I'm so excited for y'all. Hopefully you can see this here. Other people's money. That's what we're talking about. Man, I love it. I love it. Let's do this. Round up right before we get rocking and rolling. Best way to find them. All right, Bubba, you want to go ahead and talk to the people real quick? Round up. This is real fast. I know you're here to learn about private money. So the other day, my firstborn daughter, right, was doing bracelets, right? She was doing bracelets. My other daughter, 8 years old, comes to me. She says, Dad, I want to do business too. I want to be an entrepreneur too. So, Bubba, go ahead. So what you got to tell to the people? Here you go. What you want to show them? Oh. Is that too hard?
Yes.
Let me take the camera off here. Here. Go ahead, Bubba. What you got?
Can you support kid entrepreneurs by buying one of my bracelets? So these are the kid ones, and if you want a charm, it's $10. Well, not $8.
The regular bracelet costs how much, Bubba?
Kid bracelet?
A regular, yeah. Well, all we have is adult bracelets today. Go ahead.
Adult bracelet without a charm costs only it costs $8.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid one without a charm cost $5.
And what if they want a charm on it?
The kid one will be $8, and the grown-up one will be $10.
If you want a bracelet, a charm.
Yeah.
Let me show them. So these are the two colors that Bubba has here, y'all. That goes so purple and pink is all we have for today. So she came to me round up. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. Peace.
Peace.
Round up. Can you please give my daughter a hand? 8 years old. She comes to me. She goes, Dad, what about me? This is a big thing in my house. What about me? What about me? I'm like, I can't even deny. She saw my other daughter making the bracelets, right? So she comes with the bracelets and she has them round up. If you want to support another kid entrepreneur, they're a little bit more expensive than the last ones, but they cost a lot more to make. The link is in the video description to support Bubba's bracelets. You can get download. I mean, it's truly amazing, y'all. And I'm not like pushing this stuff on you. She came to me and was like, I want to do something too. So she wanted to make bracelets. So here we are. I'm just so cool that I'm so honored that my daughters can see capitalism and working, and just to be able to see how to generate income when you're young. I didn't make a penny when I was young, nothing. I was a damn near slave working, doing stuff. All right, so the link for her bracelets are below. 2 colors you can choose, purple and pink. Let's do this. All right, Bubba, everybody's saying congratulations. Some of John, that is so cool. All right, other people's money. Let's do this. And don't forget, if you've got questions, just put your questions in the chat box and we'll go over that stuff. So in order for me to help you, I have to first of all, get into your mind to help you understand what is OPM, right? What is OPM? Because I remember driving, I just remember like it was yesterday. I went to every bank in town. Round up to try to figure out who's going to be able to loan me some money, right? Who's going to loan me some money? I got 1 or 2 loans from one bank, but then I was trying to expand. And the further I kind of expanded my career, I learned that they all want 20% down payment. So if I'm buying a house for 100, repairs are 40, they're going to want like 30 grand down. And that for me at the time wasn't duplicatable. So I don't know if it's duplicatable for you either. But for me, it wasn't, right? I wasn't able to go put 30,000 here on a house, 30 over there. So you might have 30, 60, 120,000 out at any time if you're doing several houses dealing with the bank. And the same thing went for hard money, right? So hard money wants you to put a down payment down. So I've got this new setup here. Make sure y'all can hear me if you have a problem with my audio. Down payment. So with private money roundup, you can raise as much of it as you can. But I want you to understand the concept of money, right? This is what kind of took me some time to get over. Other people's money. What is your attitude towards money, right? For me, I was like when I first Years ago, I'm like, well, we don't want to talk about money to nobody. And the number one reason I hear people don't get involved with real estate, what is it? Don't have the money. Oh, I just don't have the money, Chris. Round up, if I had 5 cents for every time I heard someone tell me, Chris, all I need is the money. All I need is the money. I got everything. Round up, you do not win the game by focusing on the heat. You have to focus on the wood to put into the stove first, then you'll get the fire, okay? You have to focus on losing the weight, then your diet will change, okay? You got to stop doing a certain things, then the weight will fall off. You stop eating cake, right? Ice cream every day. So, do you need money to flip houses? Yes, you do. Does it have to be your money? No, it does not. That's why we're here. So I want to frame this attitude around money, right? In real estate, money is nothing but another item. It's a commodity. We're looking for the cheapest money we can find, right? This thing is getting on my nerves. Just like the grocery store, right? We buy money. We buy money. That's all we do. Just like a box of crackers, some cereal, some cheese, a steak. My wife loves her steak. Your mental movie about shopping, right? So I want you to just pretend we're walking down in the grocery store. We're walking down the aisle. We're looking at different things. We see juice. We see that craziness there. So you see all this stuff as you're walking. You're in the store shopping. And what do investors do? We also shop for money. We shop for money. Money has a cost, just like potato chips. There's a cost, $2.50, right? Soda, everything has a cost. You clean your carpet, it has a cost. You can rent the carpet cleaner, right? What do we do, Roundup? We rent money. Do you need to own the machine? No, it's nothing but a cost to clean your carpet, right? You rent it. Just like you want to move something, move from house to house, move something from A to B, we rent a truck. So I know some of you might already be here, but I need to frame it up for you because I didn't understand this concept years ago. All we do is rent money, right? If you need to buy a house, you rent money. You do not need to own the money. Oops, I messed that up. You do not need to own the money. You don't need to own the money. All you have to do is control it, okay? We rent money. We rent money. Repeat after me. We rent money. We rent money. So if you can just imagine that, just like a rental car, it's a service. We rent the car, we go on vacation, come back. Just like the carpet shampooer. We rent it, we clean the carpet, we return it. There's an expense for that. We rent the money, we buy the house, we return the money back to the lender, right? Same thing is with the bank. What are we looking for? Banks, hard money lenders, mortgage companies, all that stuff. Not really. Those are going to be traditional. Hard money can kind of be non-conventional, but we're looking for people with investment capital. Okay, so let me kind of go over. I hope you're following here, my friends. Make sure you get your questions in. Get your questions in the box, please. So what's so good about private money? We're going to download. Just go ahead and open up your prospectus here. What's so good about private money? It feels good, right? Just imagine you're showing up to a presentation, boom, and you can flip this around. That's why I love it. And I used to put it on a clicker when you meet people, boom, put it on the wall there. Private money. Hope you can still hear me because I got this new microphone here. Hard money versus private money, right? Hard money versus private money. Hard money now today, you're going to pay between 12 and 14%, right? That's just how it is. Hard money, what they do is they loan you the money based on the asset and not necessarily your ability to pay it back. Okay. OPM. Oh, Daniel, you're crazy. 12 to 14%. Private money generally is going to be between 7 to 9%, right? Now, APR. And I know some of this stuff's going to be boring. I'm going to make it as exciting, as entertaining as I can. But wealth is boring. Wealth is mad boring, right? All it is money going from left to right. It's just money moving, right? So APR, I kind of had a lot of resistance when it came to this APR thing because I'm like, I always said, I'm in real estate. I don't want to learn that stuff. I don't care about no APR. I promise you, Roundup, don't be like me. Don't be like me and fight and resist to learn finance, because real estate is all about what? Houses and finance, houses and money. That's all we do. We put them together, right? So let's talk about APR. What is it? What is APR? And we're going to calculate that because it took me some time to understand it. I'm like, I don't want to learn that crap. I'm trying to flip these houses, make this money, right? But I promise you, when you learn APR, that's when you start getting some APR, when you understand how it works. APR, annual percentage rate. APR. Oh, I got to get my bearings. I'll be right back. I left it over here. 1 second. APR. I remember hearing a quote. I think it was Einstein. Those who understand it receive APR, and those who don't understand it pay APR. Let me repeat that, Roundup. I want you to, man, I wish I could just hang out with you for a day. Those who understand annual percentage rate, I think it was something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Receive it. Those who don't understand interest, pay it. Okay. Annual percentage rate. Annual percentage rate. Got your bearings. And if you don't have your bearings, Roundup, just go to my website, suggested reading. It's right there. Let's do this. Oh boy, I'm going blind. Pray for me, y'all. Annual percentage rate, the effective rate of interest for a loan per year, disclosure of which is required by the Truth in Lending. We don't deal with that. That's only if you're dealing with a large entity. Let me repeat that. APR, the effective rate of interest for a loan per year. Isn't that cool? I love it. Before, I used to be mad at APR. I remember when I first kind of grasped the concept. I had just graduated from college. I had a few $1,000s, and I saw Bank of America was paying 3% APR. I'm like, cool. I got a couple thousand. I'll be making $100 a month. Let's say I had 3,000. 3% of that, what is that? $30. What's 3% of 3,000? I think is what I had. That's $90, right? I'm like, cool. I got 3,000. I'll be making $90 a month. So that's like $1,000 a year, roughly. Man, what if I could put 10,000 in there? When I went into the bank, they were like, oh no, baby doll, that's 3% APR, not monthly. So you'll be making $90 a year. A year. Man, I was hot. That was my first kind of kicker. I was very young at that time. So I didn't understand that I needed to master this finance, kind of grasp this financial beast that was working against me, right? Working against us, because every day you wake up, it's working against you. So APR is the amount of money you make in a year. Let me frame it up for you. If you in round numbers, you got $100,000 at 10%. I'm just making it round for me. That's going to be $10,000 that 100,000 will make in 1 year, right? So that's 1 year. Over here, APR 12 to 14, APR 7 to 9. Now make sure you get your questions in the box over there. So at 10%, 100,000, that's $833 a month. Okay, if you have $100,000. So we pay, I need you to understand this, we pay APR. That's how we pay our private lenders. Okay. Now I know some of you are like, I want to pay 7 to 10% of the deal. So if you make 30,000, you're paying up 10% or whatever. You don't want to give up a piece of the deal. See, you're the one finding the deal. You're managing the construction. You have to worry about selling it, interfacing with the broker and the realtor and all that stuff. So you're the active partner, Roundup. Praise God. You're the active partner. So if someone is going to invest with you passively, you have to understand and explain it to them. Listen, I would be more than happy to pay you more of an APR, right? I'll pay more APR if you'll help me find deals, if you'll help me fix them, if you'll help me sell them and all that, because you're participating in one leg, which is the financing. And if you break it down like that, generally speaking, people will understand. So we just crossed over 100 people live here. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm honored you let me serve. I'm honored. Okay, so next thing, private money. Hard money, generally, you're going to pay 1 to 5 points. Private money, you pay 0 points, right? What is points? What are points? Generally speaking, your private lender, they don't even care. They just want to get their APR. That's all they really want, right? Hard money guys, hard money lenders, anywhere from 1 to 5 points. And we're talking about flipping here, right? And even on long-term hold, you're going to pay points. If you're dealing with a bank, you're going to pay 1 to 2 points. So it's still going to be some type of points, okay? So points is just what you're going to pay. If you're dealing with traditional lenders, all right? That's why we deal with private people. And who are these lenders? We'll get to that in a minute. Who are these people? Extension fees. What happens if you go over 6 months or the 9 months or whatever loan term you agreed with the hard money guy? You're going to have a 1 to 3% extension fee or the entire loan. I never forget, my boy did a loan one time. He borrowed 100. Guy borrowed 180 something thousand. Went over his time frame. Round up. The guy had a $5,000 extension fee, right? On top of his monthly payment. So it's $5,000 plus another $1,800. I mean, it was killing him. Guy came to me, asked me to work with him to cash him out. At that time, I wasn't interested. But I have seen these hard money lenders, they will sock it to you. Extension fees. Over here, no extension fee. Private lenders. Listen, if you go over a little bit, you can always talk to them. You can talk to them. I never forget, I had it several times, had deals go bad. You call up your lenders. Hey, Miss Smith, I know I promised you 3,800, but could you do 2,800 or 2,900? Not one time have I had a lender say, you so-and-so, Chris, you promised me you pay. If everybody's in the jam, like in 2008, kind of like right now as we're in this Corona thing, if I hit a bump in the road, don't you think my lenders are going to work with me? They know that I have honesty, I have integrity, they believe in me, I'm empathetic to their cause, and I'm doing what I say I'm going to do, right? So we thought we were going to make this, but we made this. We're still paying you. But listen, I would like to continue the relationship to move on, but I still try to keep my word every time we do a deal. All right, appraisals, another fee, right? Appraisal fee, that's like $450 nowadays. Hard money, you're going to have to get an appraisal. No appraisal on private money. No fees, junk fees. A lot of hard money guys require you to use their attorneys or their closing companies. And you know they're getting a kickback from that, y'all. You know that. Last thing, second eyes opinion. Second eyes opinion. That is where the hard money guy is going to come in and look at your deal to make sure that it's a bona fide deal, right? It's a bona fide deal. No second eyes opinions no second eyes opinion on private money. Now, this can be good and bad for you. This can be good and bad. I do not want you, if you are a newbie, borrowing ma and pa's money to go out there and flip a house and get your experience. I don't want that. I want only people that have the experience with doing this to borrow private money. Okay. If you're new, just go ahead and give it a shot with hard money. It's not the end of the world. You'll pay a little bit more, but you'll get the experience. So they're going to teach you. Hard money lenders have defaults set up to where you won't fail, right? Because they want to make sure you make money, because if you don't make money, then they don't make money. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to go over our prospectus. Make sure you download it. I'm giving you 25% off. The prospectus, here it is right here. It's 27 pages. We're going to go over this together. This is what you need when you sit down with your lenders, and you can get my deed of trust. I'm going to go over that quickly, as well as my promissory note. And I've got some language in the promissory note you do not want to miss. You do not want to miss. Okay, so here's our prospectus. So you understand, so far we've covered why do we use private money? How do we put it together? That's going to be the how-to. Who is a private lender? I'll talk about that real quick. Who is a private lender? Anyone with investment capital. And how do we pre-screen that? We ask. We open our mouths and ask, right? Do you know of anyone that's interested in getting a 7 to 9% rate of return on some capital? Do you know anybody? Or I've opened up my business to friends and family to see if you guys want to invest with me to get 7 to 9% on rate of return on your investment. And just throw it out there like that. Just throw it out there. Luckily for me now, and I know this might be a hard stretch for some people, as it would for me if somebody would have told me 10 years ago. We have way more capital, way more money than we have deals. We get capital because the government is printing it, right? They're printing it round up. So it's more money in the system than there are savvy borrowers or even good deals, right? So deals you got to make, then you match it with the money. Deals, match it with that money. All right. So high rate of return safely. Let's pull my prospectus up. You can go ahead and pull that up. Oh, shoot. There it is right there. And you can download that. Use the coupon code below. Go to the link below to get my prospectus. You have to have a prospectus. If you don't, I wouldn't know you any money. At least you are taking the time to go into your business. To taking the time to. If you have a prospectus, means you took the time. You took the time, right, to go out there and say, you know what? Let me put something together to show you. And I'm telling you, that gives you tons of credibility instead of pounds. Like pounds, words I can speak, that's pounds, but tons when you have a presentation. Okay, so what are we talking about? This is going to be your first page, and you're going to just flip through this while you're sitting in front of your investor. Private lending, private mortgage lending, because usually they haven't even heard of it. Matter of fact, I will tell you, I have yet to meet a person that understands private mortgage lending before I talk to them, right? And I'm not saying I have anything new, special, whatever. I'm just saying that generally speaking, people don't get approached like this. And we're not borrowing. Let me make sure this is 100% clear around up. We aren't borrowing money for us. I don't touch any of this money at first. All the money comes in, it gets wired to the attorney or a title company roundup, and the title company disperses it to us. Let me repeat that. It's not like they're coming in saying, here, Chris, here's a check. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. I want a paper trail from their bank to the title company, from the title company to me. And that the presentation will clearly go over that. Man, it sounds like it's going to be a storm today. So roundup, lender. We'll show you that in a minute. But don't be touching the money until after it goes through the title company. WIIFM. What's in it for me? What's in it for your lender? So I'm going to be talking to you like I talked to my prospective lender. Ms. Smith, we offer a safe alternative to bank CDs, annuities in the stock market. Today's agenda, what I'll be talking to you about is our private investor program, our background and success record, and a company overview. Ms. Smith, let's talk about how your bank makes money. Do you know how your bank makes money? Generally speaking, roundup, people don't even think about this stuff. You know who does? I do, because I want to be the bank. Greg Penniel, my mentor, used to say, Chris, be the bank. Once you turn into the bank, why is it that the bank has the best real estate in the land, in every town, in every city in this country? Because they're making money on margin, okay? Ms. Smith, how does your bank make money? Well, they take in huge sums of money on CD from people like you. Not saying that it is you. They take on huge amounts of money. They then pay you 1 to 3%, which is high today, right? Which is high. Then they loan the money out at a higher interest rate to other people to buy houses like me. What is the bank's favorite loan? What's the most secure loan? I think we all know that. Real estate, right? Here's my proposal to you, Ms. Smith. Let's go ahead and here's the thing. I've done well in my life, Ms. Smith. Let's cut out the middleman. I've done well just dealing with people one-on-one. I've done well like that. So all I'd like to do is cut out the middleman, the banker, right? Because you're paying him to loan me your money. Why can't we just do business together, right? So the overview, what we do, Ms. Smith, we buy and sell discounted real estate, typically single family houses from 50 to 250. I got to change that. It's like 350 now. To buy those houses, Ms. Smith, we'd rather borrow the money directly from people like you and pay you 6 to 8% just like a bank CD, right? And how our system works, we locate the property to purchase at well below market value. We borrow the money from you to purchase and fix it up. We have a formal closing, and the availability of that cash allows us to get a huge discount. So you want your lender to understand, well, why are you coming to me? I mean, why can't you just go to the bank? See, the Miss Smith, having this cash available allows me to get that huge discount. So you want to frame it up while you're talking to your investor. And then now, yes, Roundup, I feel like I've earned the right to offer you some of my products for my family. I've given you a lot of stuff for free, but you can do this on your own. I didn't. I paid several people to help me do my presentation. You can put your own together, right? You can put it together, but why would you do that when you can just get mine for $100 something bucks, right? So go ahead and download mine. The discount is still good. It's in the video description below. Let's get back to the presentation. Oh, I gotta take that off. Sorry about that, y'all. Where are we at? Okay, let's get back to our prospectus. How our program works. Here's you, right? You're the private investor. You mail the funds. Well, now they just wire them. We never take funds directly. You get 3 documents securing your investment. You get a deed of trust. You get a deed of trust allows you to foreclose on the property. You get a promissory note that shows the debt that I owe you and the terms. And you get insurance. Miss Smith, actually, you are the bank. You are the bank. What we're going to do is purchase the house. We're going to do a complete remodel, kitchen, bath, roof, windows, etc. Or we'll do a new construction, and you'll receive 6 to 8% interest payments when the property sells only. When the property sells. Now, that's crucial. I'm going to tell you real quickly how we set up. This is what we call no payment loans. No payment loans. This stupid thing is getting on my no payment loans, Roundup. What is a no payment loan? And that's why you have to have the right wording in your promissory note and deed of trust. Because usually, Roundup, generally speaking, when you set up a loan with a bank, generally it has monthly interest rate and monthly payment, right? It's right in the language. That's why the deed of trust that we use, and I'm sorry, the promissory note, no payments. The interest accrues over time, right? So you got to make sure when you're setting all that up, your lender knows and your attorney or your title company knows. You got to make sure you put the right language in there, because you don't want to get into one of these deals with a high monthly. Just think about it. Let me tell you what happened to me. I remember like it was yesterday. 5 real estate flips going on at once, right? Payments going out, payments. I mean, it could be 2, 3, 4,000 a month going out every month, right? That outgo can really suck a lot of your money out, your income out, while you're waiting to sell those properties. And what happened to me was people start stealing my heat pumps, my appliances. People start breaking in, cutting out the copper. Craziness, right? That's kind of when I scale back a little bit. Okay. So monthly payments. We don't do monthly payments. I want you to repeat that. Repeat that after me. We don't do monthly payments. We do not do monthly payments. And I have not one time, Roundup, had a lender or investor tell me, I ain't finna do that. I didn't do that. Okay. Oh, Kenny, you didn't get the docs. There's a link. Oh boy, I had to get them to you, Kenny. I can't stop now. Okay, so let's keep moving on with our prospectus. So you got how that works. We don't do monthly payments. Ms. Smith, you receive a high rate of return. Our attorney will cut your check back to you at closing when we sell. You see, I got a mailbox here. I used to mail out monthly payments. We don't anymore. You receive 6 to 8% simple interest on the property when we sell, versus today's bank CDs, 3%. I just put that up there for a comparison. Our pledge to you, Ms. Smith, we guarantee. I know you're not supposed to use that word, but we do. You guarantee 6 to 8% simple interest as long as we hold the property. Let's look at a comparison, generally speaking. So this lady, I don't remember the deal, but they loaned us $50,000. We paid them 8%. That's $4,000 a year, or monthly accrued interest is $330. So a bank CD would only pay you $1,500 for the year. That's a difference of $2,500 for investing in private mortgages instead of a bank CD. So here's an example. This is where this is where you really show them how it works. So let me back out of here for a minute so I can explain to you. Remember we went over this APR? We did $100,000. Let me go back here. Sorry, y'all. So much to show you. A flip. Oops. So okay, so we did 100,000, 10%. $100,000 at 10% is going to give you $10,000 in 1 year. That's going to give the lender 10,000 for the year, or 833 a month. So let's say the flip takes 6 months. So your lender will make $833. 833 times 6 months, so that's 5,000. Oh, duh. Why y'all let me do that? Half of 10,000. Flip takes 6 months. Will be 5K in interest. Why did y'all let me do that? Y'all let me calculate half of 10,000. So it's really like 4,998. So this, if your flip takes 6 months, let's say it takes 7 months. Now I will need my calculator for that, right? So that's 833 times 7. So that's 5,831. So you got to remember this. Flip, you're going to prorate that rent. They get paid interest by the day, right? And a lot of times I just round it up to the next month is what we usually do, because I want to give them more than what they expect. If you start paying people back more than what they think they're going to get, do you think they're going to love you, round up? Do you think they are going to love you? Yes, they will. They will love you. They will. Oh my goodness, they'll get mad. They'll get mad at you. What you mean you're not using my money? You ain't using my money? Hold tight, y'all. Let me pull this thing up. Get your perspective. So we're going through our prospectus now, and I will go through the deed of trust and the promissory note in a few moments. This is cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right. So next is, let's keep going here. Got this. Okay. Flipping property. This is one of our examples. This is one we did. This was a foreclosure from the bank. We bought it for 65. Sorry about that. Repairs and everything was going to be 25. This person loaned us 50,000, right? And we paid them 7%, which was $291 a month. And I think we kept this one. Generally, what I like to do is, as you'll see in the promissory note, we set the loan up for 12 months, just because I don't want to do a 6-month loan and then have to renew it. So what we'll do is 12 months, but usually we'll have the deal sold. Shoot, this last one we did, we sold it in like 4 months. So this here, the guy earned $17.50. Total transaction time, I always put here. And this is what you're going to show your prospective lender. I got a whole bunch of these in here, that examples you're going to show them. I don't want to go over all of them now as time gets crunched in. Ms. Smith, how is your money secured? Everybody wants to know how you secured. There's always plenty of equity above your loan. Here's how we do it. We never borrow more than 70% of the loan value. We never borrow more than 70% of that loan value. What does that mean? That means there's plenty of equity left for repairs right here. And there's plenty of equity left for my profit. And your loan is way down here. So we got all this equity, all this meat on the bone for my profit and for the repairs, right? What happens if I die? That's a good question, Ms. Smith. I'm not mad at you for asking that. Well, our business is structured to sell properties. We have a specific broker, Ms. McCallum. She will put the property on the MLS, and now I have business partners that will do that. Our LLC will sell the property, and your principal and interest earned will be paid as shown by your lien on the property. So that puts a lot of grandmas and paws at rest when they see that. And you can even go further. I didn't add it here, but Chris, what happens if the house burns down? Well, you'll get insurance on the property. You are the mortgagee. Okay. So you want your investor to sleep at night. This is some more information just about us. Why do people choose to do business with us? Why? Well, here's for my newbies, right? So you're going to get, when you have the prospectus, you're going to get a lot of before and after pictures from us. These are just before and after pictures of several houses we did. And if you haven't done a house yet, you can always just say, well, Ms. Smith, this is what we will do. This is what we will do. So before and after, you can see I used to use the exact same colors on every yellow house, red shutters. Good Lord. I got so sick of using those colors, but it worked. Never had to keep one. I will tell you, this one I kept for 14 months. This one here, this bad boy here, he was a beast. I think because the neighbor was a good God, a metal hoarder, and I found out he was on the Megan's list sexual, and then it only had 1.5 bath. So most of these would go quickly. You can see I use the same stuff though. Same siding, same shutters. I'm like McDonald's. I do not want to recreate this thing Roundup, and I don't want you to do that either. Just use the same stuff. But what happens is if you got so many houses, I know for this one, I just did the house next door, so I couldn't do it the same color. But I still use my shutters though, you can see. Ha. Recap. We offer, Miss Smith, here, to be honest with you, all we do is offer a safe alternative to the stock market, bank CDs, and annuities. And if you have an IRA, we can set that up for you. We use Equity Trust Company. You can go to their website. Our mission to provide newly renovated houses at a fair market value for today's buyer. And some other stuff here. So that is our presentation for our prospectus. You got to have one. You got to have one, Roundup. And listen, is this recreating the will? Is this something that you can't do on your own? Yes, you can. You can do this on your own, But why not just invest? For me, I'm like this now. I realize that I can always make money, right? I can't make more time though. I can't make more time. Putting all those diagrams in, showing the different APRs, the rate of returns, how much you're going to loan, all that stuff takes time. I've already done it for you, Roundup, and it's in a nice presentation. You get it printed out at Office Max, sit down with people. They're going to be like, I like what you're talking, son. I like what you're talking. So that is my presentation in a nutshell. I kind of went over it quickly because I see a million questions that I'd like to get over. Make sure you download it below. There is a link in this video description. Use the coupon code MONEY to get 25% off. Thank you for supporting my mission to raise your financial literacy. I am just honored that you allow me to serve. Okay, so let's continue on with our deed of trust and our promissory note. That's going to be a bonus, an add-on if you want that too. You can use whoever's deed of trust and promissory note you want to use. You don't have to use mine, right? So the main things I want you to see in this stuff. Oh, I have to share the screen. Sorry about that. Add the stream. All right, let's start with the deed of trust. Lender name. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. Consideration. You're going to put borrower name, your state, your mailing address, all that. This standard stuff here. Let's get down to the meat. Lender name there. Here and referred to as note holder. The amount that you're borrowing, $55,000, plus interest and charges in accordance with the terms of that note or contract. So this references the note that we're going to go over. So the deed of trust only allows your lender to foreclose. Doesn't necessarily get into the terms of the note, right? So this is all just standard stuff here. The note has all the terms. All right. This is the big boy right here. You got to have the subject to note holder's approval. That's going to be your lender. Grantor may substitute the collateral for the note to another property under the following conditions. You got to remember this. If you don't take anything away today, you got to remember this one. The substitute property must have equity equal to or greater than the outstanding principal balance on the note of the time of substitution. And I should put and or. Let's change that to or. Or the cash flow on the substitute property must be equal to or greater than the committed payment on the note at the time of substitution. What does that mean, Roundup? What does that mean? That means you can take that note, this deed of trust. Sorry about that. Shoot, what am I doing? Let me tell you what that does. That's called the substitution of collateral clause. Man, you're talking about powerful. That is one of the most powerful tools I've ever seen in real estate. Substitution of collateral. Let me show you how that works. You like my new? I got a new chalkboard, and I don't think first time using it. Substitution of collateral. Let's see. You substitute the collateral, right? Here's the house. We do it all the time. Here's the flip, right? Here's your flip. You got it all nice. You get it sexy. You fix it up. You get it on the market. You get an offer and get your questions in Roundup over there. You get your offer in, right? You sell it. Property sold. It still has that note on it, though, right? The deed of trust. The deed of trust. So it's got that deed of trust. What you can do, Roundup, follow me, is this is the beast. Actually, when you sell that house with the substitution of collateral clause, what you can do, you can take this deed of trust, substitute it for another house, and move that note over to the new property when you sell this house. So this note here will move over to this house. So you don't even have to do all new stuff. You can just literally take this note, substitute it for another piece of collateral. Let me repeat that. You can sell this house. I see some of your hairs. Some of you got the hairs on the back of your neck standing up like I did when I found out about this. You mean to tell me I can sell the house, take the deed of trust, move it to another house, and keep doing my thing on the next flip, or even it could be a rental property, whatever. And your lender will continue to get their payments. You cash them out here, or they can roll in I have some lenders right now, some investors, Roundup. Say if I borrowed 50 from them, and then now we fix this one up. Now their interest is, I paid them $3,000 in interest. I'll take that $53,000, move it to a new house that we're buying, and now the interest is accruing on $53,000. So some lenders love this, some don't. So at the end of the day, I offer to everybody because we've got it in the note and the deed of trust. You're talking about powerful. Being able to move collateral, substitute the collateral. I don't even want to get into cross collateralization today, but as long as you remember this language, this is why I charge for. Good gracious. This is why I'm charging for. I need you to have my deed of trust and my promissory note, because you ain't gonna see this nowhere else, Roundup. I promise you. No other attorneys are they're offering this on their note and deed of trust. Okay, so you got your. Oops, sorry about that. Let me move this over here. Roundup. If you are enjoying this, please give me a thumbs up. Give your boy a thumbs up if I'm working for you. What else we got? All right, so that's just so you can go. Okay, that's the deed of trust. Now the promissory note. Oh boy, I love it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if I'm working for you. Did I send that out? Yeah. Promissory note. Can y'all see? There we go. All right, I'm sharing the screen again. Promissory note. Borrower name, lender name, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is where you explain and outline the terms. Okay, remember, repeat after me. We don't do monthly payments. All right, just remember that. It's not going to hurt you. Just tell, oh no, I'm going to ask my lender not to take monthly payments. Oh no, it's no big deal. It can accrue for 6 months. I have not, and once again, I've never had somebody balk at that. Chris, you mean you're not going to mail my pay? Ain't had it. Okay, this note will be a balloon note with payment due in full on or before. Let me change. I can just put whatever date. This should be 12 months out. Let me 12 months out. that in there too, so you can remember that. And this is on the documents that you're going to download. So I'll put that, you're going to get this change 12 months out. You can delete this. We're doing 12 months. What does this mean? What does this mean, Roundup? That means you don't have to make a payment, Roundup, for 12 months. You're not making a payment for 12 months. Okay. So that means no outgo. You don't have to worry about writing a check. You don't have to remember, okay, I got a loan there, I got 500 here, 650 there. None of that stuff. But it still accrues. Okay, that interest is still accruing along. It doesn't mean that you don't owe it. It's just accruing as you stay into that property. Okay, let's keep going. Man, this is good stuff here for you. I'm so excited for you. I remember when I learned this stuff. No payment loans. Borrower will pay interest at the annual rate. Remember, we said APR of 8%. Interest will accrue only on amounts loaned. This note may be now here's the thing. You got to remember this. This note may be prepaid at any time in full with no prepayment penalty. So we're putting this in here because you're doing a 12-month term, but you want to be able to pay it off at 6, 7, 8, or even 4 or 5 months if the deal so calls for that. The balance due on the note shall become immediately due and payable with interest at 8%, and holder has the right to immediate collection under the laws of Virginia. This remedy does not preclude any other remedies that may not be available to holder under the law. So let's say you got a private loan and 12 months comes around, right? You've had the property for 12 months. You can do separate. If you're in the conventional side, hard money with a bank, their way or the highway. Extensions, you got monthly payments, renewals, right? It's a beast. Very expensive. 12 months with a private lender, you give them a call. Hey, Miss Smith, I know I thought we were going to have this house sold by now. I really did. I did everything. I did a great renovation. I didn't scrimp on any costs on my renovation, which you better not be doing that. You need to spend the money on your rent. Every time I'm cheap or I cut corners on my renovation, I lose. People know. They know when you cut corners. So don't cut corners on your reno. So you're going above and beyond on your renovation, right? You can go back to your lender. Well, I thought we were going to sell it in 12 months, but I've had to hold this a little longer than I thought. So we have a couple ways we can handle this. A few ways, Miss Smith. So I can first thing I would offer you, would you like for me to go ahead and pay the interest for the year? Or would you like me to pay the 6 months offer payment? Or can I could we possibly just continue with the interest accruing for a few more months to see if I get a buyer in? That's what we usually do. So you can negotiate with them, or they might want some type of a payment. You never know what they want. But the blessing with this is you get to negotiate the terms. You get to negotiate the terms, not the institution. Like this big brick building that you're dealing with. You're dealing with people here with private lenders, right? You're dealing with people here. So where are we at? 8%. Where are we at? Here we go again. Same thing. Subject to note holder's approval, grantor may substitute the collateral for the note to another property under the following conditions. The substitute property must have equity equal to or greater than the outstanding principal balance at the time of substitution. Man, if that doesn't get you riled up, if that doesn't get you, as Robert Kiyosaki says, I get sexually stimulated thinking about all these deals. If that doesn't rock your boat, I don't know what will. I can't do nothing for you. Round up, moving the note, moving the collateral. If that's not cool, I mean, that gets me excited. That gets me excited. And I know some people, it might sound boring or whatever, but to be able to take these houses and move the debt around, I mean, it is so cool. I've got lenders on property A that fund my flips on property B. I've got people that have a loan on property A, and then they get cash flow from property C, and they might be a portion of the owner in property D. I mean, you can mix this thing up so much. That's why I love real estate. So many ways you can mix it up. I'll secure you on that property, but I'm going to flip this one over here, and I can still borrow money against the other one over there. So many ways you can do it. So listen, that's private lending in a nutshell. That's how we do it. We open our mouths. Hey, do you know anybody that's interested in getting a 7 to 9% rate of return on some capital investment capital? And we do real estate, and we use private individuals to work with us on our deals as opposed to using the bank. I mean, how many times have I used that line? Good God Almighty! And you're not going to get it overnight, Kenny. I'm gonna get you, Kenny. Let me see if I can get you that. I'm sorry. I see you, brother Kenny. Let me get you these docs. I saw your order come in. It should be Kenny. It should be in the receipt that you got, my friend. Roundup. I'm going to get to Q&A right now. Let me get Kenny straight here. Sorry about that, my brother. Sometimes the computer doesn't know. Private lending. Shareable link. I'm sending it to you now. Did you email me? I'm sure you did. I'll get you straight. Let's do some Q&A. See what questions coming in. This is what I really love. I really love the Q&A. Paste. Kenny, I just sent you the prospectus. Give me a minute to get you those, the deed of trust and the private, the deed of trust and the promissory note. I'll get that over to you in a minute. Roundup. Let's get to some Q&A. My favorite part of the day. What's going on, everybody? Daniel. Well, I need to know the best way to find private money lenders. The best way to find them, what I found out. And you know what? Let's stay here for a minute. Danielle, I would like to first of all ask you, what is your level of expertise, experience in real estate, experience being a business person, experience managing money? Because just like in The Richest Man in Babylon, what happened with me was I started hanging around men that are wise in the handling of large amounts of money. Let me repeat that. I started hanging out with men that were wise in the handling of large amounts of money. Until you do that, it's kind of hard. If you're the only one, if everybody else around you is like $500, $300, if they're not exercising their muscle to manage large amounts of money, it might be a little challenging for you to learn that as well. Now, I know you're going to say, well, how do I get around those people? On the internet. You hang out with guys like me that are willing to share this stuff. And it doesn't have to be me. It's a bunch of guys out there. And you can't go to your RIA now, but you can always stop by a local rehab and introduce yourself, right? So private money, that's my first question, your experience. My next one is I want to know about your digital footprint. So when I borrow money from people, they already know what? My digital footprint. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I'm a dog sitter, right? The dog. I've been in real estate forever. They can go right to each one of my channels: Facebook, Insta, YouTube. And if you notice, I've got a different taste on each one of them. YouTube is for training. Insta is more for my family stuff, right? Facebook is for me to talk about mindset. So they have a different taste. So either which way they go, they know who Chris Haskins is. I don't have to worry about the speed of trust. The Speed of Trust, Covey. So get that book too. Good book. The Speed of Trust. I think that's Covey. People will trust you. Open your mouth. I gave you the script that I use. Do you know anybody looking for do you know anybody that would be interested in getting 7 to 9% rate of return on some investment capital in real estate? Oh, really? I'm looking to find a private money lender too. Good for you. You're at the right place. Make sure you get your prospectus. You can get that prospectus. It will be 25% off for the rest of the day until tonight. And I'm extremely thankful for all of you that supported me and got the prospectus last night before midnight. Thank you so much. I'm honored that you allow me to serve. John, hey John, Chris, pretend your primary residence was paid off. Okay. And you took out a $250 accessible home equity line of credit. Would you personally use your own money or private money? I would use both. Here's the thing, John Hollywood, car flipping architect. You never have enough money, John, right? So we've got access to hundreds of thousands, right? I mean, we've got access to more money than that I am deploying right now. We've got more capital, less houses, because houses are kind of the squeeze is on them. Inventory is just being squeezed up because of this COVID thing. So we've got a bunch of capital sitting ready to pounce, right? So I would mix it up. Line of credit, own money. line of credit on money because I don't care if I pay some interest. But yes, home equity line of credit, I would highly recommend to get that, John. But you got to be careful. I want to caution my Roundup family on these home equity lines of credit. Don't be like me. Get a HELOC, right? Home equity line of credit, and then go spend it on consumable goods. And now you're in debt. John, only way I would use the line of credit, it would be to invest only. To invest only. And that's it. If you have that muscle, if you have that discipline, if you have the right direction to invest only, yes. Home equity lines of credit are cool. They are literally like getting a credit card with 250,000. You can just go to the bank and use it. But you better use that to buy money or buy equity, right? Don't be nothing consumable. Don't buy anything that can be used up. Started it. Oh yeah, Gemon. Bubba. Don't forget, y'all. My daughter's bracelets. 8-year-old entrepreneur. She comes to me. She goes, "Dad, I want to do something too." So she came home with these beads. Started making bracelets, and they are a little more expensive than my other daughters. But she's 8, so support a kidpreneur down below. You'll make her day. She already made 2 sales. I got it on video. She went to the pool yesterday. Kid, 8 years old, selling bracelets at the pool. Golly, it brings me to tears sometimes. I'm honored. I'm like, these little souls allow me to be their dad. I'm honored. John. Oh, that sales presentation. That was cool. Nice. Yes, starting them off. Cool. Yep, Bubba's, she's doing her thing. Y'all support her. Her link is in the video description as well. Her link for her bracelets are in the video description as well, my friends. Roundup, get your questions in. Get them in. Abundant Capital Group. Can the prospectus be downloaded? Absolutely. All you have to do, I'm giving you 25% off of that. Just go to the link in the video description. Who was that? Abundant Capital Group. Just go to the link in the video description and you can download it, my friend. Hey, John, do your private investors use simple interest, APR, when you borrow their money, or do they use the compounding daily interest like standard mortgage loans? Great question. We use simple interest. And what that means, as we have 120 people here, thank you guys for supporting me. What that means, Roundup, is none of the principal is getting paid down. Let me repeat that. We pay simple interest. None of the principal is paid down. Let me ask now, why, Chris, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Well, what happens is, just like most of us aren't necessarily the best at managing money, right? I know I wasn't until I hit 40. That's when I learned how to manage money. So too are our politicians and our leaders and our lenders, right? Our private investors aren't necessarily the best at managing money. So what's going to happen if you incrementally pay that down, John? Got 190, 80, 70. Could it be out of the realm of possibility that your lender goes spend some of that money on consumable goods and that money be gone, right? So you want to lock that money up, that 100,000 or whatever they're giving you, pay the interest on it so that 100 will be around for you to use it again, right? If you pay it down, they might spend it over time. So what I've noticed is if you lock it up, and let me take that back. I have amortized. The only loans that I've personally amortized, John, were loans from people's IRAs. And let me touch on that real quick. IRAs, right? We convert, if somebody has a traditional IRA or traditional 401k, we can convert those over to a self-directed Roth IRA. So much to teach you guys. Good gracious. So much to teach you. We convert regular IRAs, traditional IRAs. We convert those to self-directed. Roth IRA or 401k. Hey, Chris, what is a self-directed Roth IRA? This is where you, the investor or the lender, are in charge of every investment that goes in and out of that vehicle, or I like to call it a bucket, because all an IRA is a bucket. It's a bucket to hold money. That's it. They gone. Everybody's gone. All an IRA is a bucket to hold money. Okay. So when you think about it, if they have a traditional, we convert it down to self-directed, and we use a company called Equity Trust Company, and that's in your prospectus too. Make sure you look. If you go to your prospectus, you'll see how we do that, because you want to bring that up to your potential lenders, right? Because they might say, "Well, I've got a traditional IRA. I got 100,000, 200 in that, getting 1% or whatever they're getting now, right?" So you can offer them a high rate of return inside of their IRA. And the good thing about it is, round up, the self-directed Roth IRA, 100% tax-free after it's established. Now, the money that establishes it is taxable. But do you want to pay taxes on the seed or the crop? The seed or the crop? I was reading a book the And Asset man sent me. Do you want to work your whole life preparing to pay the IRS all this money? You're preparing. Why not do it tax-free with the right vehicle, right? And praise God, I just happened to meet Lonnie Scruggs. Man, the man told me, I'm telling you, he told me, Chris, this should be illegal. The rich white dude, the rich white man, right? Chris, this should be illegal. Self-directed Roth IRAs. IRS can't touch it. They can't touch it. All the growth. So if they loan you their money out of the IRA, it has to go back in it. So they can't necessarily spend it. Hence, making a no payment loan even better for you, because they can't spend the money anyway, even if you do make payments. So that's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up. Roundup, get your questions in. The Q&A is my favorite part of these sessions. Isha, hey, what time frame should you give your investors in regards to when you will get them their money back? I think we went over that, but we always do 12-month terms, right? On flips. I only have a few long-term hold guys, and we do those. The most I've ever borrowed, the longest term was 5 years, which that's when you can really hit the town running, when you have a 10 or 15-year loan from a private lender, right? But yes, we do 12 months. We generally pay it back between 6 to 8 months, 6 to 9 months. But we start at 12. Good question, John. So if the flip takes 6 months and your private lender gets paid $5,000 interest, check in that the month gets paid $5,000 interest check, and that's right. You got it, John. If I borrow 100,000, here's our example here. I share with you again. You borrow 100K, 10%, that's 10,000 for the year, or $833 for the month. So if the flip takes 7 months, they get $5,831. Yes, you got it. You got it, brother. You're getting it. You're getting it. Oh, wait, okay, 6 months. Yeah, that's right. Nick, what up? You made it. You made it. All that matters if you made it. That's all that matters. Round up, go ahead and get your prospectus, my deed of trust, and your promissory note, 25% off in the video description below. Knowing if sexual offenders reside in the proximity of potential properties, could this be a factor to consider when buying the house? Paula, excellent fact. Excellent. Let me share with you something. Man, that is such a good point. 1 second, y'all. Let me get this book here. Now, this is exactly one of the bullets that I put in this book. Who's that, Paula? Man, I love you for doing this. Paula Clark, thanks for putting that up. This is exactly why I included sexual offenders in the Real Estate Negotiating Bible. I put it in here, Roundup, because knowing if there's a sexual offender in the area allows you to use that for a bargaining tool when you're negotiating with your homeowner, with your seller. So that's one of the bullets here in the negotiating Bible, right? The Real Estate Negotiating Bible. I use that. Now, I didn't know that when I was back doing that house, right? I found out after I sold it that the guy next door was on the list. But now, before I buy any house, I'm checking that list every time. That's why I included it in the book. So Roundup, if you don't have the Real Estate Negotiating Bible, you can support there. Just go to my site, chrishaskins.com. Hard copy will mail it to you. Yep. You're welcome, Michelle. We're welcome. I'll see if we got any Facebook questions here. I don't know. Is it on Facebook? For some reason, Facebook doesn't like to import the questions. Oh, okay. Let's see what else we got. Kenny. Okay, yeah. I emailed you that one thing. I'll get you the other thing when we get done here, Kenny. D Benders. Can this be modified to use to purchase commercial property? Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. If you remember yesterday, I had my friend Mike Fritz on talking about multifamily commercial. So what he does is he uses the private money to pair it with the commercial money, right? He might borrow 200 or 300, but then the 700, say if he has $1 million acquisition price, he might borrow 300,000 private and then 700 on the commercial side. Mix them together. Absolutely, you can do that. Hit that bell. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. That's right, Danny. Thank you for that, Danny. The deed of trust. The deed of trust. Yeah. What? Oh, I don't know. Miss VSNC, why don't do monthly payments? Anytime you can set here's the thing, what I've noticed since being in business since 2002, right? I was in the music business. Access and cash flow and capital are what murders most businesses. So why, if we have the opportunity to do so, Miss VSNC, why not set it up so we can keep our cash flow and pay out when the property sells, right? So that way we're not endangering our lifestyle, which we should already have our expenses lower than our income already, right? You better have that already. So that's why we don't want to do monthly payments. Yeah, try as much as you can to get out of that. Patricia, hey Patricia, I had a little conversation with you earlier today. Thank you for supporting my mission. You finished 6 months. Are you going to give them extra? I never have. I mean, you know what we do? We always give them gift cards and letters and wine and stuff. We mail that stuff out. We do give them treats. I haven't given them a treat this year because of this COVID thing, but we do generally do some type of a bonus for people. Jessica, hey, I think my issue is not knowing where to look for a private lender. Well, let me ask you, are you presuming that you know how much money people have? What I found out from interviewing 1 million people about private money, what I see is people, when I ask them, I have a question in my little questionnaire here, right? It goes, do you know anybody that will loan you money to do real estate? And I will tell you 9 out of 10 people will say, no, my family don't, or they'll say, usually they'll be like, no, I don't know anybody, their family, right? And sorry about that. So what I'm noticing, people presume they know what the other person has, right? They presume they know. So what we can do is open our mouths to ask. Don't think for the other person. I remember when I was broke, I thought everybody around me was broke. Now I'm not. And I'm like, okay, are some people broke? Are some people richer than me? I mean, you don't know what people have. I have had a Section 8 tenant go from living on the public housing to a millionaire because of a car accident. I had another tenant went from low income to having several $100,000 because of a malpractice suit. She actually bought a house from us. This is a sweet lady. She called me up one day. She goes, Chris, how much do you want for this house? We told her. She said 80,000. The lady showed up in a week with a check for 80,000. Jessica, I tried to convert her too, right? I'm like, do you want to invest, return on your money? Some people you're not going to be able to convert. Some people you will. All we can do is pray for them, but you got to open your mouth. And I promise you, it's not going to take long. Start with what I did. Let me tell you what I did. I started with friends and family, and boom. I only had to ask about 3 or 4 people. Lance, what up? How do you calculate the equity on property A and property B to make sure property B meets the equity clause in your legal documents? Well, that will be up to you. The main thing that you are doing business with these investors is your believability. Are you believable? Do they believe that you can do what you say you're going to do? Right. That's why I'm an advocate of social media, because they can hit a button. Boom, boom. Okay, he did this house. Boom, 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 boom. All right, he built that house. Boom, boom. Okay, he tore that house down. All right, he had that tenant there. He's screening tenants. He's doing all this stuff, right? And it's all just documenting. So for you, I don't know your level of experience, but get on that social media. And even if you've never done a house, document your journey. Document your journey. Listen, I'm out here. I'm on the grind trying to get into real estate. This is what I'm doing. So, yes, you have to determine that. And then you run it by your investor as long as they're cool with it, which you better know what you're doing, Lance. I'm sure you do. So, once you run it by them, then they'll I've yet to have an investor say no, because we're only doing good deals. We only want to do good deals. Free Church Press. Hey, read UCC statutes and we'll explain all. This is private banking. Chattel paper games. Okay. Interesting. Mark Jones, what software can I use to present my cash flow projections to private money lenders? I don't know. I don't have any of that stuff. Sorry about that, Mark. Nice boat, though. Nick Nack, I'm 38. Good for you. I want to be a millionaire by age 40. Is it too late for me? I haven't started in real estate yet. The good thing about this Nick Nack is private money. I don't know when you came in, but credit is irrelevant. Credit is irrelevant. Not once has a private money lender asked for my bank statements, credit report. Uh-oh. It's raining. Let me make sure I let my windows up, y'all. Please forgive me. 1 second. Man, these storms are getting me. Round up, get you a water break. I'm going to make sure my window's up. I'll be right back. That was cool. The one few times I let my windows up. I never do. I'm glad I did today. Can you be a millionaire by the age of 40? Absolutely, you can. I don't know if real estate will be the vehicle to make you a millionaire in 2 years, depending on your level of education. You just got to get educated. I mean, it's going to take you several thousand hours to become a master. And then if you can put all that time in quickly, I'm sure you can get close to it. Once you have a knick-knack, once you have a portfolio, what can you really do with it? Oh, my Lord, you can do so much. Let me tell you what I did, what I do. You can leverage it until you got some, knick-knack, until you got some horses in the stable, my friend. If you're just wholesaling, you do have a cash flow thing coming in, but I don't know. Until you got some horses in the stable. So for my houses, right? I paid them off, right? When I paid them off, but what did I do? I went over here. I got private lenders to do lines of credit. So I paid my houses off for the traditional loans, right? Then I went to some private people. I told the universe and God, I said, I know that there is a person out there that will appreciate the fact that I paid my real estate off. And they will be willing to loan me money based on the fact that I took the time and I was responsible with my money to pay my house off, and that a private lender would then allow me to borrow money from them based on my rental property. So now we put private lenders on our rental properties, and I don't even borrow the money until I've got a flip. I just let them keep it. They put a deed of trust and a promissory note on the house, and then I just call them up, like just literally just 2 weeks ago. I called one up. I need $55,000. Boom. They wire it, and it's over. Why do they not care? Because they already have security. We are using cross-collateralization on that. It's cross-collateralization. Paula, Chris, should a first-time investor present a prospectus when seeking hard money? See, the more documents and the more you look professional to any type of a lender, they're going to give you favorable terms. Favorable terms, okay? So what I'm thinking is always have a presentation. Always have a presentation. And even if you don't use it there, you can use it somewhere else. Paper swapping will collapse soon. You might be right about that. You might be right. James, has there been any times where you didn't make the expected return on investment for investors? I'm trying to remember. I'm sure it's been some time. Not within the last 5 years. I'm gonna think like 09, 010, when the sky was melting down. I did have some challenges. I didn't lose any lenders, but say for instance, if we were going to make 5,000, they wouldn't mind taking a little cut for 4,000. Or if I had a monthly payment for 800 and at a rental vacancy, I would say, could take 500 or something like that. But James, that's the beauty of private lending. You can always negotiate. You can always negotiate it. Nothing's set in stone. As long as everybody's winning and you're honest, treat people with integrity. Music is first. What's up, my friend? Gene, do you have any lenders to recommend for HELOC on investment properties? I don't have any idea where you are. Music is first to love. What strategies have been best in getting good deals? Realtor, yeah. Up until now, I have been using postcards. Still do use postcards, very sparingly though. Pre-foreclosure, text messaging, and we're using Facebook. Chris Allen, I've been thinking about changing my name to that. Chris Allen Haskins, that's my middle name. Do you know if Scott Jelinek sells his deeds of trust and promissory note for his slow flips? I do not. Sorry about that, my friend. Amber, I've got a question. Oh, you're crazy. Nick, did you ever get the website from Fritz yesterday, how to check market rents? I did not know. Now, I need to ask him. Make sure you go to that video and ask him about that. I did not get that. Desi, tremendous value. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. The deed of trust question was yours. I was confused when you spoke it the first time. Amber, renting to own, one of my favorite exit strategies. Roundup, make sure you go ahead and download my private lending prospectus. The 25% off for the remainder of the day, today only. You get my full prospectus right here. Take it into your lender, my deed of trust, and my promissory note, okay? Getting a house with owner financing seems hard with coronavirus. It's true. 31 million folks not working. How could we possibly get a house now? Our credit is getting hit hard. I don't know. Once again, I never, ever talked about credit when it comes to private lending. Your credit is irrelevant. You do not have to deal with credit. You do not have to turn in your credit score. No bank statements, no tax returns, no application. They don't even care about a financial statement. They don't even know none of that stuff. So once you remember, I'm thinking, Amber, you might not have joined us at the beginning of this training. Go back to the beginning. I worked a little bit on mindset. Got to get that mindset. Credit is relevant. I haven't checked my credit in 10 years. It's been since 2010. Last time I checked my credit. My wife knows more about my credit than I do. I promise you. I don't use it. I don't need to. Demand. Do you need a separate bank account for each private lender? No. You don't need a bank account. Separate bank. Just get an LLC bank account. I would do that. Earl, here we go. One of my investors right here. What's up, Earl? Earl's smooth dude to work with. Thank you so much for supporting me, my friend. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Nick Knack, credit is irrelevant. That's right. It's irrelevant. You got to change that mindset. Go ahead and I remember I saw a speaker one time. He told me to do this. Change your mindset. Now, if you won't take your arm and put it up here right now, if you don't do that, then maybe you aren't teachable. I know I did it when the dude, I'm like, man, shit, teach me. I'm ready to do it. So if you have a problem, take your arm round up. Let's see if you can follow me. Take your arm, take your hand, put it up against your head like you're going to turn a knob, turn that crank to change your mindset. Credit is irrelevant. We don't make monthly payments. I mean, can you imagine a world? There is a world out there, Roundup. There is a world that exists. It's a parallel world. but it exists. It looks just like the traditional conventional world. But there is a world that exists where you don't have to deal with all these stipulations on getting bank loans. You can buy houses without having any of that stuff, okay? You like my new chalkboard? Yeah, just picked it up. Chris, do you know if Scott Jelinek sells his paper? I do not know, my friend. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I think I got over that one. But if you get his, if you go through my channel and just type in Scott, he did offer his course on my one of my trainings. Karen, are you currently looking for deals? Absolutely. Please send me over a deal. What you got? We are cash heavy. Cash heavy. Robert, are private money rates high, and what are the average terms for apartment building? I don't have any multifamilies, but Robert, the average terms for private lenders is going to be 6 to 8%. We went over that at the beginning of the video, so just rewind that. You can see what that is. John, Chris, how many deals are you averaging per year now? Subject to. I'm not a high volume guy. We do a few deals a year. I've done 3 this year. I'm not a high volume dude, right? So I do new builds, renovations, lease option stuff, right? So we're in August, but I manage a bunch of my own lease option stuff, right? So 3 or 4. I'm not a high volume. I don't make the majority of my money on transactions. So we do a few flips, new constructions throughout the year, and we do manage all my subject to lease option / section 8 rentals, right? Good question though. I'm not a high volume dude. I got out of that business maybe I got out of the high volume in 2015. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me, John. I promise you, I was doing 5 at a time. Good God, man. My heat pump started disappearing. Appliances started going. People breaking in, stealing my copper. It was a nightmare. But you can. I mean, if you want to do high volume, I'm not mad at anybody that wants to do high volume, but it is a rat race. Your life opens up when you have long-term holds. Ian, this Chicago, what's up, my friend? This class is pretty straightforward. Sub 2 cold calls this Saturday. Thank you. You're absolutely. God bless you, my friend. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Paka, how could you go about finding private lenders? We covered that very earlier today, but you got to open your mouth. Don't presume you know what people's financing, what type of financing they have. Don't presume you know what they have, right? I would start there, and you can just rewind this one to go back to some of the stuff we're doing. Miss VNC, VSNC. I was repeating your words before. We don't. Oh yeah. No doubt. We don't do monthly payments. Love the private money aspect. Keep business and private so-called credit separate. Yes. Carrying and Hampton. Okay, yeah. Let me know. Send it over. ChrisBuysHouses@gmail.com. Chris Buys Houses. Amber, I'm just getting started. Sorry about that. On this journey again. Sorry. How do we get a rent-to-own or owner finance with no steady income? Your income has nothing to do with owner financing, my friend. Nothing. The people that you're buying houses from don't do any type of credit check. They don't check your financials. They don't check any of that stuff, right? I do not have a course that. Do you have a course that covers that? No. You have to go learn something called subject to. Go to my channel and type in subject to. Amber, you need to learn subject to. Because a lot of your owner finance deals, you're going to have to take over that first mortgage payment anyway, right? You're going to have to take it over. So, yeah, you got to take that stuff over. I think you got to change your mindset, Amber. You know I love you, but your income is irrelevant. These people, if somebody's losing a house next week, they don't give a crap how much money you make. They want to know, can you help me today? How much money can you give me today? Okay, that's what they want to know. So we need to get you dealing with the right sellers, right? You get the right sellers. I don't care who you're looking for. Oh boy. I don't care who you're looking for a house for. I'm looking for a house for myself too, right? I don't care if you're looking for a house for your kids, your grandma, your mama. Don't matter. The seller is not going to care about your financials, right? It just doesn't matter. So listen, that was cool. We got all the questions answered. Man, thank you guys so much. Thank you. Don't forget. Yeah, it's a big storm here. Don't forget, Roundup, private money lending. Your credit is irrelevant. Don't worry about down payment, tax returns, bank statements, none of that stuff, right? Qualifying, none of it. The main thing you have to understand is that you believe in yourself first, then you can transfer those beliefs over to your private investors, okay? Listen, let me get out of here. Make sure you subscribe, like this content if it has helped you at all, share with any other investors that need to understand private lending, and go ahead down below, get my private lending package. You're going to get my prospectus, which we went over, my deed of trust, and my promissory note, all for 25% off for today only. Listen, guys, I love you, and I'll see you soon. Oh, don't forget to support Bubba, too, with her bracelets. That's going to be in the video description below, too, as well. All right, peace. Go get you some private money.